Welcome to Who Knew with Bruce Lubin from quickanddirtytips.com. I'm Jennifer Boudneau, the editor of the Who Knew books. If there are giant bugs trying to get in your house right now, you're going to want to keep listening. Or, call the police if they're really giant alien bugs. But if there's stink bugs, or even box elder bugs, or ladybugs, or other bugs trying to work their way into your house this fall, you're going to want to hear this, along with Bruce's tips for getting your yard ready, and some fun audience tips like how to open a keyring without losing a nail.
If you've ever felt like you had to choose between getting new blinds or holding on to your life savings, those fears end now, thanks to SelectBlinds.com. Select Blinds won't gouge you like those big greedy blind corporations. Just check the over 170,000 five-star reviews on their site. Shop today at SelectBlinds.com. Mention you heard about them on a podcast at checkout and get free sample swatches. Absolutely free. That's SelectBlinds.com.
Hey, Bruce.
Hello, Jen.
So it's fall. I actually love fall. In our past podcast, we talk about how much I hate the term back to school as a parentless person. But I love fall, even though I don't go back to school, because I feel like it's fall in the air.
Because I agree with that.
Are you and Jeannie getting stuff done? I know you're working on a new Who Knew book for 2017. This is your friendly reminder as your editor. I assume you're working hard on the new Who book.
You know me. Absolutely.
In addition to editing, all the editing that I do, I'm going to really try to paint this fall. So I know you have a ton of painting tips. I don't want to hear them. I don't want to hear them, Bruce. Do you know what? I don't want to hear them. You say them. This is pleasure. Not work.
All right.
But check back in with me and see how I do on the painting, and maybe we'll share some people. Do you have any painting tips? One single one?
I got a million.
Give me one.
Anyone?
Yeah.
When you're done painting for the day, but you're not done with the job, put your paintbrush in the freezer in a bag.
That is a good one.
And that way you don't have to clean it. And the next day you just let it sit for a couple of minutes. It'll defrost in like a second, and it's ready to go.
You know what? I take it back. After this, we need to talk painting tips.
I got plenty more.
But we'll see if I actually do it, because as you know, I started painting about 6 months ago. Anyway.
But before we go on, a bit more about our sponsor, SelectBlinds.com. You don't have to choose between saving money and updating your window treatments anymore. SelectBlinds.com has got you covered. And their loyal customers seem to agree. Just check out the more than 170,000 five-star reviews on their site. At SelectBlinds.com, you can choose from a selection of high-quality custom blinds, shades, and drapes. It's the simple and smart way to get blinds. Select Blinds makes it easy to do it yourself, without going it alone. Measure, choose, and install your own new window coverings with the support of their online specialists. If you can hang a picture, you can hang your own blinds. They've served over 1 million happy customers. Why not be one of them? Shop today at SelectBlinds.com. Mention you heard about them on a podcast at checkout and get sample swatches of the room darkening blinds or shades of your choice. Absolutely free. That's SelectBlinds.com.
So, today we have some audience tips from people that sent in. First, we have one from Kathy. Do you remember we did the life hack lightning round with lemons?
Of course.
So we missed one. Kathy wrote in, we have, you can use lemons to whiten socks.
Oh, of course. What are we, amateurs?
I know.
That's easy.
I know. This is an oldie but goodie.
You just take some lemon slices and you boil them, cover them with water.
And a pot of water.
Socks in there.
Yeah.
And that's all you do.
Brilliant.
Oh, Kathy.
Thanks, Kathy.
Kathy, thank you for that.
We had another one from a reader, Lysandra, who said we had the olive oil. We were talking about uses, things you can use makeup-wise from your house, and you were saying that you can use olive oil as a makeup remover. And then we also gave a bunch of uses for chapstick, like you can use it instead of cuticle cream, you can use it in to part your hair. So Lysandra said she uses olive oil for lip balm.
Oh,
that if you don't have lip balm at home, you can just use olive oil.
Lysandra.
I know.
Smart
I thought
stuff.
that was smart too. Like especially for dudes, a lot of times dudes don't have lip balm on hand. So if you're, it's getting to be fall, you have chap licks, just grab a little olive oil.
Absolutely.
Dab it on your finger. It's a good one.
That makes sense. Thank you, Lysandra.
And the last one, we actually know this one too, but we'll give Mark the credit since he's the one who sent it in to us. You can open a key ring, like if you have keys and keychain and you want to add a new key, key to the keyring. It can be hard to upload a staple remover. Yeah.
That totally makes sense.
Yeah, and I love this tip because what else do you use a staple remover for?
Yeah, it's kind of like an antiquated.
How often are you removing staples?
Not as often as I'm removing keys from a keyring, for sure. And it's really hard to do unless you have a staple remover.
Yeah, so you just put the little prongs in between the things of the keyring, and you're good to go. Those are some good audience tips we had this time.
Thank you.
Today we're talking, as I said, fall problems solved. So I think, fall, I think falling leaves, I think outdoors. So take us through some outdoor tips for fall.
There's so many. So if you've got your flowers that have bloomed and now are dead, and they're, bulbs particularly, they're not going to make it through the winter.
Yeah, so this is the time to be taking out your flower bulbs, right?
And then do you know where you store them?
Please, tell me.
In pantyhose.
Pantyhose.
Because that lets them, and then just hang them. And that gives, some air in some sort of dry, cool area.
Yeah, if you put a bulb, this is you can use pantyhose for onions too, right?
Why, yes, you can.
Because it keeps them aerated and from sprouting. I guess probably the same thing. Is an onion a bulb?
Why, it is indeed. Can I just talk about onions for a second? You never want to store them with potatoes, by the way. You store them in pantyhose, but if you store them next to potatoes, they will ruin each other.
Oh.
You can cook them together, but you can't store them together.
It's a little onion side note for y'all.
It's a little onion side
Meanwhile, put your bulbs in pantyhose and tie a knot between each one, and then they're... Yep. And then you keep them in the garage? Somewhere
that's
cool?
kind of cool, but not like freezing. Or the basement is good.
It's good.
Yeah.
What else do you have for getting your patio or what have you ready for the fall?
Okay, so what you want to do is you want to use a little petroleum jelly on your metal furniture. Just put it like on the edges where it might rust, and that'll keep it from rusting. The other thing you should do is, and this is kind of like crazy anal OCD, but it makes sense, take your outdoor light bulbs out and put a little petroleum jelly around the rings.
That's a great tip, actually, because sometimes in the winter when they rust and you try to get that light bulb out, it can get really dangerous.
Or if they just blow out the next year, you can't get them out. They're so much easier to get out if you put a little petroleum jelly on.
Around the threads first.
Yep.
That's great. And then now that you have to tell everyone the tip that I teased, that I promised. Perhaps... I'm going to say it's definitely the best Who Knew fall tip, but it might be one of the best Who Knew tips of all time.
It brings me joy.
Tell everyone.
So if you have your gutters get filled with leaves, which is a real drag.
That's my chore at my parents' house when I go home to my parents' house.
What you want to do is you want to take a slinky, an old slinky.
The children's toy.
The children's toy that you can buy for like $1 in any store, even today. And you want to just attach it to either end of the gutter. Spread them out, and then when they get filled with leaves, you just like pop the slinky.
I love any second use for like a weird household object.
Plus, to be able to use a slinky again,
I know.
Like
we could never do slinky for a life hack lightning round because I think this is legitimately the only second use for a slinky.
Yeah, I would think so.
Keep the leaves out of your gutter.
Use a slinky for
going downstairs.
Sheer pleasure. Yeah, I have no idea. But that works for the gutters.
Elephant costume.
It's a great tip.
So I wanted to talk about fall bugs. We did a whole show on spring bugs, which is sort of the bugs that come out in spring. Fall is a time where all of the bugs are trying to get into your house.
Yeah.
So it's almost worse than just being in your yard and being bugged by mosquitoes. So what kind of bugs do people have to worry about in the fall, and then what do they do about them?
So yellow jackets, they are prevalent in the fall. What you want to do is you take you can make a simple trap using a soda bottle.
Mm-hmm.
And this is on our website,
you told people about this before for our spring bugs.
Yeah, so you want to explain how you make the soda?
You take, correct me if I say any of it wrong. You take a 2-liter bottle and you basically cut off the top, maybe the top third, and then you have that top part with the spout and you turn it upside down. So it's basically inverted. And then you glue it or tape it or
just tape it. Just use
staple it, whatever you want to do. Yep. And then you put a little bit of food scraps or sugar water or something down there. The yellow jackets can smell the food. They go down into your trap, and then the hole is too small for them to find their way back out because they don't have a smell guiding the way, and they get stuck in there. And
if that was a test, you just passed.
Yes.
I wasn't really testing, but maybe I was. I was going to judge harshly if you didn't
only,
get it right.
if only the bar exam was like this, I'd have a totally different job.
So that's a great way.
What other
that
bugs?
Works for so many bugs. stink bugs.
Oh, yes. We get a lot of people. We don't really get them so much in this part of the country, but we get a lot of people upset.
They're coming north, though.
They're scary.
And they're really, really disgusting.
They're huge.
First of all, they're named stink bugs.
And you can't kill them. You can't smack them with your shoe because they stink. They smell disgusting.
So they win. They die, but they win. You know what I mean? It's one of those things.
So what do you do to get rid of stink bugs since you can't smash them?
What you want to do, you want to use like a wet dry vac, and you want to like sort of suck them up in your house. I mean, that's what you. That's the best way to do it. You want to like put a little water in the wet vac, and like say fill it like a quarter with water, and then put some dish soap, and then vacuum them up, and they'll kind of drown in the water
in the canister. That's disgusting yet effective.
It's disgusting yet effective. That's what we strive for. Disgusting yet effective. Another thing that works, it's not 100%, but it does. I would say 80% is dryer sheets. So they hate the smell on dryer sheets. So if you sort of wipe down your window screens with dryer sheets, that'll keep a lot of them from coming into your house.
And I should say, in general, make sure that your door jambs are sealed, your windows are sealed, all that kind of thing, because that's how they'll get in.
Yep.
And two, the other thing you should know, correct me if I'm wrong, again, but this is also good for box elder bugs. We didn't have stink bugs regular, but we had tons of box elder bugs because we had all maple trees. They love those maple trees.
So it's really the same.
So it's either or, and they're they don't look like stink bugs, but they stink if you kill them.
They're awful. They're disgusting too, but just with a better name.
So dryer sheets.
Yeah. Dryer sheets.
Dryer
they're
sheets
your
on
friend.
The windows.
Yep.
Now, what do you do? Here's another problem we get in fall with people with bugs in their house is ladybugs. Now, people don't want to vacuum up the ladybugs because they're so cute and little.
And they didn't do anything
So
wrong.
What do you do with a ladybug infestation if you have ladybugs in your house?
So you take some like fruit scraps and you put them in a bowl and you cover it with like a little plastic wrap and poke some holes in it, and then the little happy little, defenseless ladybugs.
It's like the same thing as the yellow jacket trap. They go in and then don't go out.
Except we don't have like evil dish detergent and water for them to drown in. Just have little ladybugs just hanging out on their fruit scraps, and you just put them outside.
Then you can just put it in the garage. They can live in there or whatever.
That's what you do.
We also have, you guys had that one on ladybugs and beetles. So if people want other there's like some stuff you can put on your walls or whatever too.
Yep.
So Google Who Knew Tips Ladybugs if you have a ladybug problem. You'll like that post. What else? Any last bugs?
Like flies or
flies. Yes, I've noticed that too. They're trying to get in my house to hibernate or what have you.
Yeah.
The thought of flies hibernating in my house
kind of disgusting.
So what do you do with flies?
They're hard to get. The best way to get rid of them is to keep them out in the first place. So what I like to do is just use a fan.
Yes,
and they will avoid. They're not gonna walk through the.
They can't
the wind.
Actually.
They can't fly through the wind.
Their wings are not good enough to compete with
exactly right.
a
They'd rather
fan
go elsewhere.
Yeah.
So that's what I would. I mean, that's really the best way.
You guys are all over the bug stuff. If you Google Who Knew Tips Flies, you have a whole nother flies thing on flies. There's a lot of good flies tips.
Absolutely.
So this is a terrible segue, but I also have some clothes tips. I know that Jeannie buys all your clothes, so you've probably just noticed that you have different clothes in your closet now than you did before.
It's kind of a miracle.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
How do I need a Jeannie myself, but I don't have a Jeannie. So I have some clothes tips for buying clothes, changing your wardrobe. First of all, obviously, donate anything you didn't wear in the last year. If you want to clean out your closet, the easiest way to do it is to get rid of stuff. This is not surprising news, but you need to be honest with yourself. If you didn't wear something, even if you really liked it, you didn't wear it for whatever reason this whole spring and summer, it's time the choice to donate it. So obviously, if you want to clean out your closet, the way to do it is to get rid of stuff.
Yeah.
So if you haven't worn it, just make the choice to get rid of it. One thing that I do that I think is really cool, if you're a nerd like me and you think this kind of thing is cool, is turn your hangers backwards when you put the new clothes in your closet. So you're going through your closet to get rid of to move your spring and summer clothes to your other storage area. When you put your fall clothes in the closet, hang your hangers backwards, and then that way when you wear that outfit or that shirt, then you put the hanger right way.
So if you haven't turned it,
exactly,
you haven't worn it.
At the end of the year, you take every hanger that isn't backwards, and those clothes are gone.
Right.
And then the one tip I have, if you're buying new clothes for fall, which if you're someone like me, I don't like to spend a ton of money on clothes, but I like to look nice. So I start off, each year when I have, like most women, I have a few stores that I like that I shop at. I start at the cheapest. And I try to find because otherwise you go to the store that you really like, that you want to go to, and you find this great shirt and you buy it, and then a few weeks later you're at the cheap store and you see a similar shirt, and now you've paid $30 for it when you really could have paid $8. And along with that, a lot of these cheaper stores have very basic stuff. So buy your black t-shirt or what have you at the cheaper store. Buy the nicer stuff with patterns or with, that's for work or a little, something a little nicer, not for every day. Buy that at the stores that you really like to shop at, that you're more into.
Smart.
And then, it keeps you from saving a little bit of money because
I'll tell you something else. Buy this after you go through your closet and see how many of your hangers you haven't turned around, how much stuff you're giving away because you never wore it or haven't worn it in a couple of years.
And I think part of it, too, is just, coming to terms. I know for me, I love skirts, and I just know that I look best in A-line skirts. If I'm looking in my closet, I'm sure you can really relate to this skirt issue. You don't even know what A-line means. Well, the ladies out there, I know I look best in A-line skirts, so I see these cute other skirts at stores, I buy them, and then when they're in my closet, of course, I go for the A-line skirt, not the other skirt. So now I just don't buy a skirt unless I have, a couple skirts that aren't A-line. All the rest are A-line because those are the ones I'm going to take out of my closet when I want to buy clothes. And that's really how I save money on clothes, even though if I could, I would, get a personal shopper and just have a fantastic walk-in closet wardrobe. But
if I had any talent in that department, I would be your personal shopper.
Oh my God, wouldn't that be amazing? We could go. We would have so much fun.
How to do it.
I would take you to Nordstrom any day. All right, so it's time for our favorite part.
Lightning round.
Yes, the lightning round. What has Jeannie given us today? Jeannie puts a household object in an envelope, and Bruce reads out what it is, and we try to come up with as many tips as we can involving that
Oh, boy.
object.
Today's lightning round object is bananas.
Bananas. Oh, my gosh. Bananas. There's so many good songs I could sing here about banana, but I won't.
You want to go first?
Okay. Bananas are actually really good for your skin. You can mash up a banana and then just put it on your face like a face mask. You can put a little olive oil in there too if you want to, but you could just use basic banana, and it's moisturizing just like avocado, but it's way cheaper.
I have a gross but effective tip.
Please tell.
And that is to whiten your teeth. You want to use the inside of a banana peel.
Oh.
So you kind of put all the yellow part, rub it on your teeth, and leave it on for a couple of minutes, and then just brush your teeth, and that will lighten your teeth naturally and not hurt the enamel.
Wow.
So it's one of those things. It's not
I'm going to try that one.
A first date thing to do. You know what I mean? But it's really, really effective. So I would try that.
Hey, I got this banana peel for later. Okay, banana tips. I have one relating to bananas. Most people don't know this, but you can actually keep your bananas in the fridge. It makes the peel go brown. And that's why people don't think that you can do it. But the banana itself is perfectly fine. So if you know your banana is about to go bad, stick it in the refrigerator. The peel will look brown. Don't let your kids see the peel because they won't eat it. But once you take it out of the peel, it's perfectly fine to eat.
That is exactly right. And that's a good tip. That's right. And why should we judge a banana by its cover? Haven't we as a society come further than that? That we're going to judge the banana? You know what I mean? Who are we to judge? Another thing you do with the banana peel is polish silver.
Polish your teeth or silver.
Yes,
that's
exactly
amazing.
Exactly right. So you just want to, it's the same thing with your teeth. Just rub it against any sort of silver jewelry you have. Let it stay on for a while, then clean it off with like a soft cloth. And you'll be amazed how well, how it removes tarnish.
I don't think I would be amazed, Bruce, because I also happen to know that banana peels can polish shoes. If you don't have shoe polish,
they can.
You can just use the inside of a banana peel to polish your shoes. Same thing. Just wipe the banana peel off and then with a soft cloth, buff them.
This one, it's a tip, but it's also, I hope it counts, using banana peels as a fertilizer.
Oh.
Because it really does work. It's fantastic. The magnesium, it's great for anything that you're growing. So what you want to do is just cut it into pieces and bury it in the soil near any of the plants that you're growing.
Oh. Speaking of plants and polishing, you know what I'm going to say?
Yes.
You can use a banana peel to polish leaves of a tree. It can be a fake tree, it can be a real tree, whatever it is. If it has dusty leaves, you ate a banana, just use the peel to dust the leaves. And it's good for the leaves. You don't have to wipe it off or anything. Just wipe some
I know it might sound kind of preposterous, but if you have like one of those big a big plant, indoor plant with gigantic leaves. You're exactly right. You put that on. You don't have to wipe it off, and then it stays shiny. The dust is gone. It's healthy. Yeah, no,
don't think you're going to use repeat my tip and make
that's
it win.
One of my favorites. So
do you have any? I think that's the last one I have. Do you have any banana tips?
I'm going to leave on that because that's really good. That one brings me joy. So let's just leave it there.
That's a great one.
And declare you the winner.
Yay! Bananas. That's it for today's show. Thank you so much for listening. As always, please tell your friends. And if you really like us, write us a review on iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcasts. They basically lock us up in this room and make us do this podcast for the good of America.
Yeah, we do. So polish your leaves and then like us.
I know. And if you care, then you will subscribe to us on Facebook to make sure we keep doing it. Or iTunes or whatever. Preferably iTunes, then Facebook.
I think so,
all of it. I think they should do all of it. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, we have it all. So just search for Who Knew Tips to find us. And make sure to subscribe, and we will see you next time. Thanks so much, Bruce.
Thanks a lot, Jen. See you soon.